Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the stream. My name is Rich. It is Thursday. Today is June 16th, and we are going to be playing 3 rounds of Premodern tonight in the Thursday night Throwdown. So, first things first, of course, we do need to make sure that we are taking care of a bit of housekeeping, and we need to go with our color chooser, and we will see what we can do and spin the wheel to see the color that we are going to have for the frame around me. So let's go ahead and spin this bad boy up and see what we got going on. And it looks like blue again. Nah, we're not gonna stay on blue. We were blue last week. Let's try it again. That's lame. We're not staying the same. Alright, so let's see what the wheel stops on again. Alright, purple. Okay, so I can deal with purple. That's fine. We'll turn on the purple, we'll turn off the blue, and here we go. So let's take a look at the deck that I am rocking tonight. Tonight's deck, we are going to be playing Terrageddon. Oops. Alright, so Terrageddon, named after Terravore and Armageddon. So Terravore is a 3-mana creature with trample, and it gets with power and toughness equal to the number of lands in all graveyards. And then I chose to put some Exalted Angels in there because I wanted to, and some Werebears because they get pretty big when we put a lot of lands in the graveyard and things of that nature. Of course, Armageddon is a thing. It exists, and it blows up all lands, so it's going to make the Terravore a little bit bigger. Scroll Rack in combination with land tax. I have fewer lands than my opponent. I land tax, get a few of them into my hand. I use the Scroll Rack to put them back, and get new cards, and then I get to search for the lands again on the next turn. So and then we've got some other fun things going on with Enlightened Tutor, searching for enchantments or artifacts, Swords of Plowshares, and then we've got Blood Moon, Sylvan Library, or of Silence, Engineered Plague. I'm going to try this Compulsion to see how that goes, and a Slice and Dice. Caustic, thank you for joining the stream today. I appreciate it. First time in chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So it looks like my first round opponent is going to be David. So let me join the room in Tolaria, and once we got that going on, we'll start going. So looks like David's in here. How you doing tonight, sir?
Good. How you doing?
Not bad at all. Excuse me. So let's do this. Let's do the thing, and we'll put David's name up there for the stream. Where are you from, David?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, whereabouts in Pennsylvania?
About half an hour right in the middle between Reading and Lebanon.
Oh, okay. I'm in Syracuse, New York, so we're like 4 hours away, maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah, that's pretty close.
I'm not familiar with everybody who already plays Premodern. I believe I've seen your name around before, though.
Yeah, I played, this is my third Thursday night, and I'm in my third, monthly.
Okay.
And I've been playing Premodern for, say, about 3 years.
Nice. I played my first match on New Year's Eve against Aaron Dix here on stream, and then
so that's a big start.
yeah. I was accumulating some cards up until then, thanks to my stream sponsor, Card Garden, and then I played Aaron on stream for my New Year's Eve stream. That was one of the things that he did. And then I started playing in the Thursday night Throwdowns for a little while. February came around, and I just needed to take a break from streaming. I've been streaming like most Tuesdays for 2 years, so I just needed some time. So
yeah.
Caustic says
I
always forget
old
to join
school,
the
right?
Thursday night Throwdown. Yeah. I was playing old school. I mean, I still play old school. I actually was in Montreal over the weekend for an old school event. So.
Oh, nice. You're at GloryCon, right?
I was at the first GloryCon. I have not been at subsequent GloryCons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I went to the last one though. Was there?
Mm-hmm.
Did not do very well.
There have been 2 other ones, I believe. Right? There have been 3 of them now, I think.
I think there's been 3. Yeah.
All right. You want to choose even or odd?
I'll take my I'll continue my unlucky streak and choose odd.
Okay. It is a 2. It is even.
There we go.
All right. So best of luck, my friend.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. This is my first time playing this deck, so I'm not sure how it's going to go, but
same for me.
I'll keep this one.
Yeah, I think this is an alright hand.
I'm going to start with a Windswept Heath. I'm going to go down to 19. I'm going to fetch a Forest. I got more plays still. I am going to play a Mox Diamond, Stitching a Wasteland.
Okay.
And I will cast a Skull Rack.
Alright, sounds good.
I've got 3 cards left, and you can go.
Let's start with the Forest. And I will play a Hidden Gibbons and pass.
Okay, and when does that become alive?
When you cast an instant or yeah, when you cast an instant.
When I cast an instant, okay.
Yep.
When an opponent casts an instant, it becomes a 4/4. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
That's a thing.
It is a big boy.
Yeah, that is a big boy. Okay, I will draw. I guess I will. I'm gonna activate the scroll rack for 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. And I will play a forest. 3 cards.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Blue forest. And I will play a Llanowar elf.
Mm-hmm.
And a Stampede driver.
And what is that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear the name of the card.
Stampede driver.
Stampede driver. Okay.
Yeah, is a 1/1. I can tap 1 and a green, tap it, and discard a card, and all my creatures get +1/+1 and trample.
So tap, discard a card, creatures you control get +1/+1 and trample. Okay. Seems
And
alright.
I'll pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. Draw. I will play an Undiscovered Paradise. And I will play a face-down creature.
Okay.
And I will say go. 2 cards in hand.
Alright, untap. Draw. I'll play another forest.
Mm-hmm.
And I will go to combat.
Sure.
I'll attack for 2.
No blocks. Just 2?
Yep.
17.
Alright, and then I will play an Ankh of Mishra.
Okay.
And another Hidden Gibbons.
Sure.
And pass the turn.
Alright. Untap. Draw. Turn this face up. Exalted Angel. Attack you for 4 in the air.
Yep.
So I'm at 21. And you are at 16. And you can go.
Tap. I will play a River Boa.
Okay.
And attack for 2.
90.
Pass.
Return the Undiscovered as I untap. Draw. Five cards in hand. I will attack for 4 in the air.
Yep. 12.
I'm at 23. I'm gonna cycle Slice and Dice.
Yep.
Do you have any response? Yeah.
I'll regenerate the River Boa.
Sure. Okay. So I will draw a card. And I will play a land and take 2. I'm at 21.
Yep.
And you can go. 4 cards.
I'll play a Llanowar Elf.
Sure.
And attack for 2.
I'll take it. 19.
Pass the turn.
End step. Activate the scroll rack for 4.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. And this can go on top like that. Undiscovered returns as I untap. And I will draw. I will attack for 4 in the air.
8.
And I'm at 23. I will play a plains. I'll
Alright,
take
take
2. I'm at 21. I will play a face down creature.
Yep.
And I will say go. 4 cards.
Tap. Draw. I'll attack for 3.
I'll take 3. I'm at 18.
Yeah, I'll pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. Draw for turn. Turn my other creature face up.
Yep.
Attack for 8.
Alright. Exalted Angel is so hard to deal with.
Yes, it is. I was actually surprised that these lists aren't running Exalted Angels. It's like, okay, well, let's do this.
I will take the play then.
Okie doke. Do some shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. All right. Good luck, my friend.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Okay, this hand could be very good or very bad. But I think I have to try it.
I'll keep this one.
Start with a forest and rogue elephant. Sacrifice the forest.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
Draw for turn. I'll play a Mox Diamond, pitching a Plains.
Yep.
And I will, let's see. Let's do this. Land tax.
Yep.
And you can go 4 cards.
I'll attack for 3.
I will take it. 17.
I'll play a forest.
Mm-hmm.
And I will pass the turn.
Okay. Undiscovered returns to my hand. I have 0 lands to your 1, so I will land tax. Forest. Plains. Forest. Alright, so you know these 4 cards.
Yep.
I will draw for turn. I will play a Mox Diamond, pitching a forest.
Okay.
And I'll play Undiscovered Paradise.
Yep.
And a Werebear.
Okay.
5 cards. And you can go.
Untap. Play Rancor on Rogue Elephants.
Okay.
And I'll play another Forest. And another Rancor.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's 7 power, eh?
Yep, we'll attack.
I'm down to 10.
And pass the turn.
Alright. Untap. The Undiscovered Paradise comes back to my hand.
Yep.
Activate the land tax on my upkeep. Forest. Plains. Forest. And we'll look at my hands. Okay. Draw for turn. I am going to play a Windswept. No, I'm not going to play the Windswept Teeth. We'll play the. We'll just play a Plains. I will cast another Werebear.
Okay.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will discard the Windswept Teeth. Down to 7. And you can go.
Draw. Go to combat.
Sure.
Attack.
Yeah, I guess I'll take it.
Before damage, I'll exile Wall of Wood and cast Bounty of the Hunt. Give
Yep,
it plus
that's
3/+3.
That works.
Ooh.
Okay. Now that I've seen a little bit more.
You know, I was thinking, like, land tax isn't that great against me, but you have an undiscovered paradise for like your land. It's not bad.
Yeah. Caustic asking, do I have different background music? Possibly. I switched my background music right after the first of the year, so if you have not tuned in since then yes, it has changed. I also have different music for my setup for when I play on Tolaria versus when I play on Whereby. You see that we've got the green highlights on the screen right now. That is for when I am playing on Tolaria, which most of the Premodern is going to happen on Tolaria. And then I'll have the blue highlights when I'm playing on Whereby. So the name of this track is called Happy Streams. And I can let's bring it down a little. You feel like Daryl in The Walking Dead when he's stuck in the cell. Oh, okay, I gotcha. On Easy Street, eh? Yeah, this is kind of a light popping tune, so I get that. Alright, David, I'll play first. Good luck, my friends.
Okay. You too.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like this hand.
Yeah, we're gonna keep this one. Mox Diamond, Ditching, and Undiscovered Paradise, and I will say go.
Okay. Start with Llanowar Elves.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll play a Vine Dryad by exiling a Wild Dogs.
Okay, Vine Dryad is a 1/3
with Forest Walk.
With Forest Walk. Okay.
And pass the turn.
End step. I'm going to cast Enlighten Tutor.
Yep.
For land tax. And what did you get rid of for the Vine Dryad?
Wild dogs.
Wild dogs. Okay, and that's the 1 green 2/2.
2/1. Player with the most life total controls it.
Okay, so it's like a Gosban Ogre type, but it can
Yeah.
cycle for 2, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. All right. We'll put the land tax on top. I will untap. I will draw. I will cast the land tax, and I will pass the turn.
Okay.
4 cards.
Untap. Draw.
I'm sorry?
Just say untap and draw.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I'll play a forest.
Mm-hmm.
I'll attack for 1.
I will take it. 19.
I will play a rogue elephant and sacrifice the forest.
Sure.
And I will tap 2 and play harvest worm.
Getting
And
back
return
to
the forest to my hand.
Yep.
And then I will pass the turn.
Okay. Upkeep. I will land tax. I'll draw for turn. I'm gonna play Mox Diamond, ditching a forest.
Okay.
I will play a plains. I will play a face down creature.
Yep.
And I will say go.
Nice. Untap. Draw. I will go to combat.
Sure.
I will attack with everything.
I have no blocks.
Okay, so
8.
yeah, that's 8.
I'm at 11.
I will play a forest and play a river villa
Okay.
and pass the turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Activate the land tax.
Yep.
Plains, plains, forest. Draw for turn. I will play a plains.
Yeah, okay.
Seven cards. I'll pass the turn.
I will go to combat.
Okay.
I'll swing with all of these.
Okay, I will.
8 total.
Yeah. Cards in your hand?
I have 3.
3. Okay. I'm going to block the Harvest Worm.
Okay.
Do you have anything?
Yes. Before damage, I will Giant Growth the Harvest Worm.
Okay. I will turn my Exalted Angel face up.
Yeah. So you gain 4, so you take 1 total then?
1, 2, 3. Yep, I will take 1. So I'm at 10.
Yep. And then I will pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. Draw. I will play a Plains.
Okay.
And then I will cast a Terravore.
2/2? Right?
I've got 2 lands in my graveyard. You have none, correct? You have just the Giant
Correct.
Growth?
Yeah, I've just Giant Growth.
Okay. And then I will also cast a Scroll Rack.
Okay.
So I have 5 cards. And you can go.
Right. We'll untap. Draw. I get to play at least 1 piece of tech that I put in this deck. I'll play a Nostalgic Dreams, ditching a forest to get back my Giant Growth.
Sure. And Nostalgic Dreams gets exiled, correct?
Yes. And then I will attack with everything.
Okay, I will block the Harvest Worm with my Terravore.
Okay. So that's 3, 6. And those 2 will trade. Okay, so take 6.
Yep. I'm at 4.
Right, and then I will play a Sky Shroud Elite and pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Six cards. I'm going to activate the Scroll Rack.
Yep.
For 6. Wrath of God.
Yep.
Elf 2. Yep. And Undiscovered Paradise. Go ahead.
Okay. I will pass.
Untap. Draw. I'm going to cast an Exalted Angel.
Yep.
And you can go.
I'll play Llanowar Elf.
Yep.
Pass.
This returns. Untap. Draw. Swords on your land war elf.
Yep.
Armageddon.
Oh, oops, did that the wrong way. Yep.
I discovered Paradise's land for the turn. I will attack for 4 and gain 4. I'm at 8 and you're at 17.
Yep.
Go ahead. 3 cards.
It's not great. I'll play a Vine Dry by exiling the Giant Growth.
Okay.
Pass.
Alright. Untap. Draw. Attack for 4.
Yep.
So I'm at 12 and you're at 13. I will cast a Werebear.
Yep.
I have definitely the threshold, so he is a 4/4. And I will say go, 3 cards.
I'm just gonna scoop it up.
Wow. That Wrath of God was very, very timely. And
Yes, it was.
it was the 6th card down, so if I had only gone for 5, I would not have gotten the Wrath. So, definitely happy I made the right decision there. Ooh. Well, then, let's see. 2-1. Thank you for the games, my friend. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Take care and good luck the rest of the evening, okay?
Yeah, good luck.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was one of those holy cow by the skin of our teeth kind of games, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. We pulled out the W. So that was actually pretty cool. I'm glad to have been on the plus side of that. So let's take a look at our Terrageddon deck. And we've got our Terravores, Exalted Angels, and Werebears as our only creatures. So we got 10 total creatures. But Exalted Angel putting in work. Armageddon to destroy all lands. Terravore gets +1/+1 for each land in all graveyards. Land tax lets me search for basic lands every upkeep if I have fewer lands than my opponent. Scroll rack lets me set aside any number of cards and draw that many cards and then put the cards that I set aside from my hand back on top. Blood Moon turns all non-basic lands into mountains. Swords to Plowshares, best removal in the format, best removal in the game. For 1 white mana, exile target creature, and its controller gains life equal to its power. Slice and Dice, that really shined in game number 1. It's 6 mana to deal 4 damage to all creatures, or I can cycle it for a red and 2 to deal 1 damage to all creatures. So that is a pretty cool thing there. Then we've got 4 Enlightened Tutors for 1 white mana. I can search for an artifact or enchantment and put it on top of my library. The 2 lands you see there are the Cycling Lance. We've got the one for 1 white and the other for a single green. Compulsion, trying that out. I'm going to see how I like that. I actually bored that out, but it's a blue and a colorless enchantment. I can, for a blue and a colorless, I can discard a card to draw a card, or for a blue and a colorless, I can sacrifice the compulsion to draw a card. I did board it out against him. He was pretty aggressive, and Compulsion is fairly slow. Engineered Plague, a black and 2. When it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. All creatures of that type get -1/-1. Aura of Silence is a white, and a colorless. And as it enters the battlefield, you choose a player, and artifacts and enchantment spells that player cast cost 2 more, I believe it is. Artifacts and enchantment spells cost the opponent an additional 2 to cast. Alright, but then you can also sacrifice the Aura of Silence to destroy target artifact or enchantment. Sylvan Library, beginning of your draw step, draw 2 additional cards, and then you put you put cards back that you drew that turn, or else you pay 4 life. You can end up getting some extra cards. It's nice synergy with, of course, with the land tax, because of the land tax is shuffling your deck every turn. So you can end up getting some pretty ridiculous shenanigans going on with those cards there. And then Mox Diamonds. Mox Diamond works really, really well with a card like Land Tax. Mox Diamond, as it enters the battlefield, you have to discard a land or sacrifice the Mox Diamond. And it taps for 1 of any color. So with the Land Tax, I can, which I did this game, was Land Tax and be able to cast the Mox Diamonds. So that was pretty cool. So definitely okay with how that has run so far. And then out of the sideboard, we've got 2 copies of Gaia's Blessing, 1 Seal of Cleansing, 1 Circle of Protection Red, 1 Wrath of God. So yes, I did board it a singleton Wrath of God. 2 Tormod's Crypts, 1 Worship, 1 Abolish, another Aura of Silence, 2 Abeyance, 1 Winter Orb, 1 Seeds of Innocence, and 1 Aura Mutation. So looks like we're having some fun with the cards today. So we will see what we can do about maybe pulling off some more W's today. So we're going to de-sideboard real quick, and then I'm going to be playing against Rich Shea here in just a moment. So let me take some of these cards out of my deck so that I can return it to normal, and then I will get back to my playing some pre-modern Magic. Hope everybody's having a great night tonight. I'm having some fun tonight. I've never played this deck before. I'm still fairly new when it comes to playing pre-modern, so a lot of decks are going to be new to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so there we are, and doing well, Jupiter. Doing well. We are going into round number 2, so I am going to join my table here in Tolaria, and I'll be playing against Rich Shea. And here we are. How you doing, Rich?
Hey, Rich. How are you?
Doing well. Doing well.
Good.
I was able to pull that one off by the skin of my teeth, and
nice.
Sometimes that's what you got to do, though, right?
Often what makes for the most exciting matches.
Mm-hmm. And update the round information. And
good. So you're live streaming this?
yes, I am.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
For those who are not familiar, Rich has done fairly well when it comes to pre-modern and old school, including having some pretty big successes recently. You did top 8 in pre-modern, and then first place in old school at LobsterCon? Is that, am I remembering?
No, old school, I did so badly. Well, I dropped after the second round because I was playing so terribly because I was so tired out from playing 10 rounds of Premodern the previous day.
But you did do extremely well in Premodern then, correct?
I lost in the finals.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing more and more people trying out my list, and that's always gratifying.
That's always good. That's like a nice piece of flattery there when somebody is playing your list.
It really is. It's you know, as someone who thinks it's sort of fun to try out new decks, it is really nice to see. You know, when I just see someone doing well, and oh, hey, there's a Zer's Weirding. Well, that's good.
I just got a new follower, ArtyArt13, or is it ArtyArt13? Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. And he says, he or she, sorry, they say they miss your old vintage streams. So,
well, thank you, Artie. I appreciate it. So what I always do in this is I lay out 6 piles. I know that some people like 3, but 6 is twice as many. It means that 70% of your deck could theoretically be in your opening hand, and it takes no additional time, and it goes naturally from a pile shuffle. So,
sure.
Rich, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 to put on top.
Okay, well, we're going to roll to see that. Well, number 3 can go on top.
Very good.
And then, do you want to take even odds to see who goes first?
Oh, this is much more fun.
Oh, rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah.
Okay,
First,
all right, so I'll take number 3.
All right, you are a rock lobster.
Rock lobster.
Would you like me to have 1 or 2?
Okay, you can have number 2.
2 scissors.
A rock beat scissors.
By rock. I've done defeated.
Oh, it's been a while since I've done it that way. That's awesome.
That's the way to do it.
Alrighty, so I will play first. Good luck, my friends.
Right, good luck. Okay, here we go.
I will keep.
I will also keep.
I will play a Windswept Heath, and I will say go.
I will draw. I will play a Plains and an Ivory Tower and pass.
Okay. I will draw. I will play a Wasteland, and I will say go.
Untap. I'm going to gain 2 life.
20 the 2.
I will play upkeep, tutor.
Upkeep your tutoring, okay?
Yeah. You know, it's the top card. That's always how it works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I will then attempt to cast land tax.
Well, land tax resolves.
I'll pass.
End step. I'm going to activate the Wasteland targeting my Windswept Heath, and I will respond by sacking the Windswept Heath.
That works. Yeah. Good play.
Okay. Upkeep. Draw.
Yes.
I will also play a land tax.
Fair enough.
And you can go. I have 6 cards.
All right, untap. I have 5 cards, so I'm going to gain 1. Draw 6 cards. Pass turn.
Okay. Untap. Draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you can go.
6 cards, I'll gain 2.
25.
Wrong. 25. Yeah. All right, I have 7 cards. I will pass.
End step.
Yes.
I will enlighten tutor.
Yes.
For a Mox Diamond.
That's a good one.
Untap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. Draw.
Yes.
Play a Mox Diamond. Pitch a Forest.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got 5 cards, and you can go.
All right, I'm going to gain 3.
28.
Draw. My goodness, is that ever interesting? I'm going to make a white mana. Layer.
Sure.
And play a scroll rack.
Okay.
And I will pass turn.
Okay. Draw. You can go.
All right. I will untap. I have 7. I'm going to gain 3.
31.
Draw. I'm going to spin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards.
Sure. Seems fair.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For some definition of fair, you know how it is.
Yeah.
I will promptly go to my discard.
Okay.
And I will discard Armageddon.
Okay. Seems good. All right. Untap. Upkeep nothing. Draw. Sylvan Library.
Yes.
6 cards. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to gain 3 more. 1, 2, 3.
34.
I will draw. And I'm going to play a seal and get rid of your land tax.
Okay.
And I will pass with 6.
Okay. Untap. Upkeep nothing. Draw 1, 2, 3. I'll take 1. Land tax.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. Go ahead.
Okay. Untap. I have 6. I gain 2.
36.
Draw. I'm going to move 7 cards.
Okay.
Put back this order, and play an Undiscovered Paradise, and yeah, I'll pass with 6.
Okay. Untap. Upkeep. Trigger the land tax.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. Feels like I just split a sleeve, which I did.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay, so these 3 are in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then draw 1 for turn and 2 for Sylvan.
Mm-hmm.
Let's set these aside and look at my hand real quick. Okay.
Sure.
I will take that one. Put these 2 back. I will cast a scroll rack.
That resolves.
And I will play an Undiscovered Paradise as my land for the turn.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will move to my end step.
Thinking.
Anything?
Thinking. All right. No, nothing.
Okay. Discard a plains down to 7.
All right.
And
Okay.
pass the turn.
I will. Upkeep. I'm going to move 6 cards.
Okay.
These back. Like this. Draw.
You gained 2 from that, right? 38?
Right, sorry. Play a Sarah's Sanctum, and I'm going to Gaia's Blessing to put back Seal and Tutor.
Okay.
Draw. And I will pass turn.
End step. I will activate the scroll rack.
Yes.
And we will go 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Very good.
1, 2, 3, 4. Untap.
Mm-hmm.
Upkeep. Trigger land tax.
Yeah. Yeah.
Forest and plains.
Yes.
All right. 1 for turn and 2 for Sylvan.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pay 4.
Okay.
I will play a plains for my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I will play a Mox Diamond, discarding the forest.
Yes.
And then I will play a Terravore.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5, and you have 0, correct?
No. Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. I will move to my end step.
Yes, that's fine.
I will discard Windswept Heath.
Okay.
And you can go.
Untap. I gain 2.
Okay. Put you at 40.
Off the turn. I will. Oops.
Okay.
You have 5 right now. All right. Yeah, I'll pass.
End step. Activate the scroll rack.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 6, I'm going to hold on to 1.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Untap.
Mm-hmm.
Upkeep. Trigger the land tax.
Yes.
Grab a single forest.
All right.
Draw 1 for turn and 2 for Sylvan.
Yes.
Just take the 1.
Mm-hmm.
Armageddon.
I'm going to respond. I'll start by swordsing your guy.
Okay, I'll gain 5.
And then I'm going to activate my scroll rack.
I'm at 21.
I'm gonna do 5 cards.
Mm-hmm.
Put these back. Yeah, in that order. All right, Armageddon is good.
Okay. And I will not play a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cards. Move to my end step.
Yes.
I will discard a forest, and I will say go.
All right. I will gain 1. Draw for turn.
41.
And sure. I'll pass with 6.
Okay. Untap. Draw 1, 2, 3. I will pay 4 life.
Okay. Put you to 16.
17.
17. Okay. Are you using the Tolaria to keep track of your life?
No, I'm not.
Okay. I'm using that as my life total.
Oh, I see. I see that. I will play a Mox Diamond, discarding Undiscovered Paradise.
Yes.
And I will cast a Terravore.
Yes.
And you can go. 6 cards.
Upkeep. I'm going to gain 2.
Put you at 43.
Draw. Play a Mox. And I will pass turn.
Untap.
Mm-hmm.
Draw 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take 1.
Mm-hmm.
I will attack with a Terravore.
How big is he?
How many lands are in your graveyard?
I have 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 10, so he's a 15, 15.
I'll sword him.
Seems good. I'll gain 15.
Hmm.
Puts me at 32. I will cast a Werebear.
Yes.
And I will pass the turn. 6 cards.
Untap. I'm going to activate Oath.
Sure.
Mr. Triskelion arrives.
Sure.
I will draw. How big is your you have threshold,
I
right?
definitely have threshold. Yeah, because I've got I've got 10 lands and I got other stuff too. Yeah.
All right. I will activate and move 5 cards.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put them back in this order. And I will pass turn.
End step. Swords on your Triskelion.
That's a really good play. I'm going to target himself for 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll throw 2 at you.
Yep. I'm at 30. Untap. Upkeep, nothing. Draw 1, 2, 3. I will keep that one. I will attack for 4 with the werebear.
2, 3, 4. Yes.
And I will cast another werebear.
Yes.
And I will say go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards.
I will activate Oath.
Sure.
Blessing.
Shark.
Get a Shark Field. I'm going to put Blessing on the stack. And I will move 2 cards.
Okay.
And then I will resolve Blessing.
Sure.
I will, before I draw, tutor.
Sure.
Get a Tormod's Crypt.
Okay.
How many cards do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right.
Okay, so
Draw
still
one.
still during your upkeep.
Yes.
I will sword your Shard Phoenix.
We'll sacrifice him in response.
Yep.
I will draw Tormod's Crypt.
Yep.
Cast Tormod's Crypt.
Sure.
I will crypt you.
Okay. I have 2 werebears in my graveyard.
All right. And I will pass turn.
And you have 2 cards in hand?
2 cards. Yes.
Okay. Untap. Draw 1, 2, 3. I will take this one. I'm going to cycle Tranquil Thicket.
Yes.
And then I'm going to cycle Secluded Step.
Yes.
5 cards. Go ahead.
Okay, untap. Draw. Play a Sylvan and pass.
End step, activate the scroll rack
Yes.
for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Untap. Upkeep, nothing. Draw 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pay 4.
Mm-hmm. What are you at?
26.
Okay.
I will play a Mox Diamond, pitching a Wasteland.
Yes.
I'm going to play a Windswept Heath, and I'm going to fetch down to 27. I'm going to fail to find.
Okay. You're at 27?
Correct.
All right.
I'm going to activate Scroll Rack for 3,
Yes.
keeping 1 card.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. And I will say go.
Okay.
4 cards.
I will use Sylvan. I will keep all of them.
Okay. Caustic says it's still game 1. Yes, I made a whole bowl of jambalaya and vegan sausage within game 1.
I believe it. I will. Oops, I'm going to move 5 cards.
Okay.
Play Mox, and I will Oath and pass.
Okay. Tap. Draw 1, 2, 3. I will pay 4.
Yes.
I'm at 23.
All right.
And you have how many cards in your hand?
2.
2. Okay. 6 cards. Go ahead.
All right. Untap. Upkeep. I'll return Phoenix.
Okay.
Sylvan. Yeah, I feel like I can afford to pay 8. Your turn.
23. Okay. End step. Rack for 6.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Untap. Upkeep. Nothing. Draw. Compulsion.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Untap. Upkeep. I'm going to move 3 cards.
Sure.
And I will gain 2.
25.
And I'll draw for turn.
Okay.
And I will I'll shuffle this in.
Oh, Guy's Blessing. Okay, sure.
Yeah. One, two, three.
Middle one on top is fine.
All right, 7 cards pass.
End step. I'm going to discard and draw for the compulsion.
Yes.
I will discard an Armageddon, and I will draw.
Yes.
Untap. Upkeep. Nothing. Draw 1, 2, 3. We'll take 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Scroll rack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can go.
All right. Untap. I have 7 cards. I'm going to gain 3.
Yep.
I will then go to my draw.
Yep.
I will take this one and I will cast an Aura of Silence.
Sure.
7 cards. Pass turn.
End step. I'm going to activate Compulsion.
Yes.
I will discard an Armageddon to draw a card.
Yes.
Untap. Upkeep. Nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still on my upkeep. I'm going to scroll rack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then draw 1, 2, 3. Put those 2 back. I'm going to cast a Werebear.
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. You can go.
Upkeep. I will gain 3.
Put you at 31.
I will put both oaths on the stack, resolve the first one.
Sure.
Blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Blessing. We'll get a Triskelion.
Yep.
Blessing on the stack. I will shoot my Triskelion.
Yep.
I will then shoot your Werebear twice.
Okay.
Resolve Blessing.
Yeah. I'm just going to throw a die on there to mark the 2 damage, that's all.
Yeah. And then I'll resolve the second oath. Is that okay with you?
I mean, is it okay with me? Not really. But will I allow it? Yes.
I should say, sorry, do you have this done? Blessing. Blessing. Mr. Triskelion arrives. Blessing on the stack. Triskelion will shoot himself for 1.
Okay.
And then shoot Werebear for 2.
Seems good.
And then I will resolve the blessing.
Yep. I know there's a timer going in our room, but I don't know how accurate that is. So I'm going to just check time real quick.
Oh, I just assumed that's the time that we had. I'm going to draw.
Okay.
And I'll pay 8.
Put you at 23, and I am also at 23.
I'll move 10 cards. 1,
Seems
2,
like a good
3,
number to move.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll put them back like this, I guess. And we'll play 2 more land taxes. Sure. And discard and pass turn.
Okay. Untap. Upkeep. Nothing. Draw 1, 2, 3. Let me see what's going on here.
What's going on?
Okay. I'll take that. I'm going to cast an Engineered Plague.
Sure.
I'm going to name Construct.
Okay.
One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. And I will say go.
All right. Untap. I'm going to gain 3.
Yep.
I will, on my upkeep, move 7.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will draw. Take that one. I will Guy's Blessing. No targets. I'll shuffle and draw.
Sure.
And I will go to my discard.
End step.
Yep.
I'm going to cast Enlightened Tutor.
Sure.
For an Aura of Silence.
Okay. Discard a land and pass.
Okay. Untap. Draw 1, 2, 3. I will pay 4 life.
Okay. What are you at?
19.
19. All right.
undiscovered paradise.
Yes.
Terravore.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 lands in my graveyard.
All right, I have 2.
Okay. And I will pass the turn 6 cards.
Okay, untap. Upkeep. Stack. Resolve land tax.
Yeah.
I will get 9 land.
Sure. Seems alright.
I will then activate Oath. First one.
Mm-hmm.
Blessing. Triskelion. He's a 3/3.
Yeah, he's a
right?
construct.
All right.
Blessing trigger.
I will. How many land do you have in your graveyard?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
I will target himself.
Okay.
And then
so,
target your guy once.
All right. So you'll target. What's going on now? Targeting himself once.
And then target your guy once.
Target my guy once. Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll reshuffle.
Sounds good.
Then I will activate Oath again.
Yeah.
So blessing. I will put Triskelion out. I will throw all 3 of the tokens at your guy. He dies as a state-based effect.
Mm-hmm.
And then I reshuffle.
Yep.
All right. And then I will gain...
a boatload of life.
Yes. I had 7 and I picked up 9. So that's 16, so I gained 12.
Okay.
I will off return. I will just pay 8. I will activate my scroll rack.
Animate your scroll rack. What?
Exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cards. So I'll just get the top 16 here.
Sure.
1,
Seems okay
2,
when you just pulled 12 basic lands out of your deck.
8, 9, 10,
Or
11,
9 basic
12,
lands, whatever it was.
13, 14, 15. Exactly. Which way are these going? This way, this way. Okay. I will. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Play a Tormod script.
Okay.
Play a Seal of Cleansing.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll play a Zuran Orb.
Okay.
Play a Sarah's Sanctum.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 5 floating.
Yep.
I'm going to hit 3 of your Moxes so that I have 1 floating.
I'm going to concede this game.
And I will replenish. Yeah. That was a game.
That was a game. And that was probably more than 50 minutes, but apparently he did not start the timer. So
It was all part of his clever plan to let you have the most entertaining stream possible.
exactly. Let's see. Almost at the point where we could take another deck picture.
Facing the same way, yes. And all right, here we have another exciting game. How's the Twitch audience enjoying this, Rich?
I think we put them all to sleep.
Really?
Nobody's talking.
Oh.
That's all right.
Fair enough. I thought that was an exciting game.
Ottawa Old School says 1-1 ready for repair down. Well, we all know that's Patrick there. So Rich Shea just won the first game. And we're getting ready for game number 2. So
we're only 27 minutes into the match, right? We're fine.
If you go by the timer, yeah, that is running, yes.
I don't have anything else to go by.
Right.
I don't remember when it started. Yeah. All right, 1 through 6.
5.
5 it is. All right. Good luck, Rich.
Good luck to you as well. I will keep.
I'm gonna mulligan.
Caustic says, at least it's not stasis versus stasis. No, definitely not. Stasis is actually pretty interesting when it comes to Premodern, because of the fact that you got all those free spells, you got the ways to scoop up your lands to pay the extra upkeep, you got the stupid land that you exile a card to untap it, so you got multiple ways to pay for the stasis.
Yeah, Stasis Mirror actually sounds really interesting, since neither player must perish for the untapped stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Like, do you leave in your Stasis? Do you board them out? I don't know how that works.
Right. 3.
Very good. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's an interesting hand. All right, I will try keeping this, and I'm gonna bottom. this one.
Right. I'm going to play a Mox Diamond, discarding a Tranquil Thicket, Wasteland, Scroll Rack.
Yeah.
Go ahead, 3 cards.
Huh? 3 cards, you say? I'll duress you.
Land Tax, Blood Moon, and Aura of Silence.
My goodness, those are good cards. I'll take the Aura of Silence.
Yeah, figured as much.
And play a Tormod's Crypt and pass.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Land Tax.
Yes.
Go ahead.
4 cards, pass.
Untap. Draw. Enlightened Tutor.
Yes.
Mox Diamond.
That's a good one. Yeah. Really good one.
Scroll Rack.
Yeah.
Put one of the random cards on top. Draw the Mox Diamonds.
Yes.
Play the Mox Diamonds. Discard a forest.
Yes.
So you know that it's the Blood Moon on top. And you can go.
Draw. What a game this is, huh?
Yeah.
I will pass.
Untap. Draw. Pass the turn.
6 cards, pass.
Draw. Pass the turn.
Draw. 7 cards, pass.
Draw. Pass the turn.
I'll tutor.
Sure.
Follow your high quality example and get my own Mox.
Seems alright.
Tap, draw, Mox, and I will play a Scroll Rack and pass.
End step.
Yes.
Activate Scroll Rack. For 2.
Yes.
1, 2. Still end step.
Yes.
Enlightened Tutor.
Yes.
Aura of Silence. cast Aura of Silence.
That revolves.
2 cards. Pass the turn.
Untap. Draw. I'm going to move 3 cards.
Sure.
1, 2, 3. And I will play a land. And I'm going to reshuffle a Duress.
Yep.
And just a Duress, actually.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll be done after that.
Okay. Untap.
Yes.
Draw. Go ahead. 3 cards.
All right. Untap. Return. Draw. Play a Mox Diamond and discard a Plains.
Sure.
And pass turn.
Draw for turn. Mox Diamond, discarding Windswept Heath.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm going to rack for 2.
Yep.
Untap. Draw. Play land tax.
Okay.
Pass turn.
End step. Rack for 2.
Yes.
Still end step. Cycle secluded step.
Yes.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw.
Yes.
Rack for 3.
Yes.
Tormod's Crypt.
Yes.
Wasteland targeting itself.
Yes.
Go ahead. 2 cards.
Untap. Draw. Ivory Tower pass.
Sure. How many cards in you?
4.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Go ahead.
Okay.
3
Untap.
cards.
Draw. 5 cards. Pass turn.
Draw. Pass turn.
Game 1. 6 cards. Pass turn.
Draw. Pass the turn.
And your end step. Gonna move 5 cards.
Yep.
Put back these. I gain 2. Draw. 7 cards, pass.
End step. Rack for 5.
Yes.
Untap. Draw. Seal of Cleansing.
Yeah.
Kill your tower.
Tower down.
Go ahead.
End step. Ray of Revelation, your aura.
What's that cost of flashback? 1 green?
1 green, yes.
And it only hits enchantments, right?
Only enchantments, not artifacts.
Okay. I'll hit your untapped Mox in response.
I'll add a green. And I will lash it back on your other enchantment.
Yep.
Alright, I will go to my turn. Untap. Draw. Planes. I'll play an Aura of Silence of my own.
Sure.
And I will pass.
Untap. Draw. Forest. Go ahead. 5 cards.
Untap. 5 cards. I will draw. I will move 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play an Undiscovered Paradise and a Scroll Rack and pass.
End step. 5 cards.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Untap. Draw for turn.
If this hasn't convinced your viewers to try Premodern, Rich, I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Sylvan Library.
The cost is 4. Yeah, that's good.
Yep. And pass the turn.
I will Enlighten Tutor.
Sure. Caffeinated in chat says, I'm certainly convinced. Well, yes, of course you are, Aaron. Everybody knows that you're convinced that Premodern is the format. Caustic says, I play Premodern to beat land tax and stasis.
Oh.
I play Premodern to have fun.
I heard about that once. I've heard bad things about that.
There's another Aura of Silence. Seems alright.
Oh. and play a paradise and pass turn with 3.
Untap. I'll draw 1, 2, 3, and I will pay 8.
All right.
I'm down to 12.
Yes.
I will activate my land tax for 8.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to play a Windswept Heath.
Okay.
I'm going to pay a life to fetch.
Yes.
Down to 11, and I will fail to find.
All right.
And then I will pass the turn.
I'll go to my turn. Untap. I will draw. Move 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I will duress you.
I'm going to respond. I'm going to cast Aura Mutation targeting one of your Auras of Silence.
I'd better respond to that. I will target your what do I target? I will target your Tormod's Crypt.
Then I will crypt you.
All right.
All right, so land tax, Seeds of Innocence, Blood Moon, and some lands.
Let's go with Seeds of Innocence.
Seems all right.
Play another land tax. Pass turn with 2.
Okay, untap. Draw 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll take that one. I will cast a land tax.
Yes.
And I will pass the turn.
On your end step, I will scroll rack for
Sure.
1. 2. I'll make it 2.
2. Okay.
2. All right. I will untap. Draw. I will try to move 4 cards.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, 4 cards in hand, I'll pass turn.
End step.
Yes.
Scroll rack for 4.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1 land, correct?
1 land.
Draw 1, 2, 3. I'll take this one. Windswept Heath, fetch. Down to 10.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Fail to find.
Yes.
Werebear.
Sure.
Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards.
Untap. Draw. I'll move 5 cards.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'll put them all to this. And pass turn.
Okay, so you were turn 0. I will untap. I will be turn 1.
Okay.
Draw 1, 2, 3. I'll take this one. Attack with the werebear.
I'll swords it.
Okay, I'll gain 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at 14. I will play another werebear.
Yes.
And I will pass the turn with 4 cards.
I will move 3 cards.
Yeah, we call turns. Yeah.
Untap. Upkeep. Tutor?
Sure.
I mean, my deck literally can't win in this amount of time.
Right.
But
in theory,
think
mine could, but probably not.
Almost certainly not with what I have.
No, not with you going ballistic with the scroll racks and whatnot. But as in theory, in a vacuum, my deck could win.
That's true, and I'm holding removal in hand.
Yeah,
I will draw.
I assume so. Yeah.
I'll play a Zurin Orb, and I will pass turn.
Okay. End step. I will scroll rack for 4. 1,
Yes.
2, 3, 4. Untap. Draw 1, 2, 3. Take that one. I will play lands, and I'm going to hard cast an Exalted Angel because I can. For no other reason than I can.
Why wouldn't?
So I have 1 more turn to win. Not going to happen, but I will pass the turn. 3 cards in hand.
You have 2 land out?
I've got 2 lands. Yep, so you can tax
All right.
away.
I will untap, and it's tax time.
Yep.
Grab 6.
Sure. Hey, I'm glad that tower's gone.
Yeah. Oh man, Tower is such a good card.
It is.
I love Ivory Tower.
I actually considered putting it in here, or maybe even in the sideboard.
Yeah. I could definitely see it. I will draw. 4, 5.
So I have Aura Silence in my main deck. I just game 1 nothing. I couldn't get it. I was trying and I couldn't get it.
I have 2 of them in the main. play a plains. I will Swords the Angel.
Sure.
And
I'm at 18.
I'll play a seal, and I will target your scroll rack, I guess.
Sure.
And House with 7.
Okay, untap. It's turn 5.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. I'm going to pay 8. I'm at 10.
Why would?
Because I can.
Yes. Exactly.
And I will attack you with a werebear.
I will take it.
Yeah. Take 4 and like it.
Down.
Put you at 19.
Yes.
And then that'll be all. Good match, my friends.
Good match, Rich.
Yeah.
Good match. Wow.
So
I
will concede that game so that you win 2-0.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I
won
felt
0,
like I was
2-0. Doesn't matter what it was, really. So
I had a hunting pact, which I was just gonna build up to there, and I had wing shards in case you actually started getting the guys going.
Mm-hmm. Wing shards, steepers. I haven't seen that one in a while. So
yeah, I mean, I just was gonna sit back and wait for you to attack with like 2 guys, and I could like tutor and then arrows them both.
Oh boy, that would that I mean I wouldn't have been upset about it because it's just such a fun card. So
yeah. I wanted to try something that I thought would be good against, decks that do a lot of attacking. So
yeah, I get it. So all right, good luck in the next round. Thanks for the games, man. I appreciate it. Take care. Well, that was a match. So I'm hoping that Aaron doesn't forget to set the timer again. Because that was definitely a match. So can we kill the background music? It's a bit much, not like volume, but the repetition. I mean, I'll turn it down. Here we go. And I already turned down the background music that was for the games. So here is my Terrageddon deck for today. All kinds of shenanigans going on with stuff and things. So I mean, it's like very similar to Armageddon in old school, except for the fact that using Terravore instead, Terravores get bigger based on the number of lands in all graveyards, which is pretty awesome, not gonna lie. And then got Exalted Angels as well, so a couple of decent finishers. And some cool interactions because Mox Diamond, obviously, if you're using land tax to get to other things in your using land tax to get lands in your hand, then you have a land to feed to the Mox Diamonds. And then with the scroll racks, you get some shuffleage going on, so that means that you can get fresh hands every turn. And then also our fun times with Sylvan Library and land tax as well. Out of our sideboard, some fun stuff with Gaia's Blessing, Seal of Cleansing, Circle of Protection Red, Wrath of God, Tormod's Crypt, Worship, Abolish, Aura of Silence, 2 copies of Abeyance, 1 Winter Orb, Seeds of Innocence, and Aura Mutation. So so we're going to be coming up into round number 3 here in just a moment, and I am going to be I'll be playing against Brad. So let's get into that match, and we'll start to play against Brad in round number 3. Maybe? Possibly. All right. There, we are in our room for the game. It is just loading up, and then we will see. Tolaria does not want. There we go. There we go. There we go. How you doing, Brad? Can you hear me? He might have stepped away. I mean, I don't blame him for stepping away. Let's do this, and this, and this, and this. Looks like Brad's got a pretty cool playmat. Nice little duress on Brad's playmat there. Super sweet. No, that's not right. What do we got going on? Okay, so no. Repair. Try it again. It brought me back to Rich Shea by mistake. So I'm actually playing against Aaron in round number 3. So yeah, that duress playmat is actually pretty sweet. So let's go back here, do this for a moment. Yeah, there was a goof with the pairings for just a moment, but yeah. So I'm actually gonna be playing against Aaron. So we're getting it all worked out, and yeah. Aaron says my fault. He's working it, doing something a little funky. Give me 1 second. Okay, so maybe I'm not playing against Aaron. You will. Oh, it's doing something a little funky. Yeah. So it's not just me. Okay, so Tolaria was giving me some weirdness going on. So well, that's okay. But I'm trying to shuffle them so we have no one playing a person they've already played. Oh, okay. He's trying to shuffle up the pairing so that people don't play against someone that they've already played. That is more than fair. So it is definitely a good idea. So we'll go back to what's going. Actually, well, we'll do some shilling of some stuff. So Premodern Thursday night Throwdown on Thursdays. You're watching it 9 p.m. Eastern. 3 rounds of Premodern, and we will hopefully be streaming that from Thursdays from here on out. That is what you're watching now. If you have not already done so, please don't forget to follow. Turn on those notifications so that you know when I go live, and I will be coming back to have some more old school streams soon. I did join the Old School Magic Summer Derby, and that starts in a week or so. So if you want to, one thing you can do is you can join my Discord. And if by joining my Discord, you'll be privy to my schedule for the Derby before I post it on social media. And otherwise, because usually when it happens for the Derby is that when I have played in derbies in the past is that I've not given a lot of notice, or I've posted something at, like, say, the beginning of the week saying I'm going to stream this week, this day, this day, this day, this day. That way, if you're in my Discord, you'll be able to see what that schedule is. So whatnot. How many people typically play on a Thursday? It can range. It can be 6 people. It can be 8, 10, 12 people, 15 people. It really depends. We're worried about the numbers dwindling in the summertime because of the fact that people want to do things and be out and about. So I'm not sure how things are going to continue, but all online events seem to have lower attendance when it comes to the summertime, and that's just the nature of the beast. Summertime, people want to be out and doing things. They want to do the thing, and they want to spend time with their families and go camping or go to amusement parks or travel to whatever. But that's what people want to do when it comes to the summertime. They don't always want to be sitting inside in front of a webcam playing Magic. I like playing Magic. I like playing in front of webcam. We'll have to just see what happens. I really like the Premodern format, and Premodern has more nostalgia for me for old school. If you've watched any of my old school streams, I've said that in the past. Premodern has more nostalgia for me than old school because I started playing in '96, so I played when these cards came out. Now, don't get me wrong, I like old school. I like old school a lot. The cards are awesome in old school. It feels really cool to play with these powerful things that I never got to play with back in the day. But when it comes to pure nostalgia, Premodern is what gets my juices flowing. And there's so many different decks that you can play in Premodern. I've got stacks and stacks of cards over here for partial decks and things that I want to put together and whatnot. And another thing that I want to do is I want to have a Premodern collection that is separate from my old school collection, in that I don't want to have cards that I want to play in both formats at the same time, because I don't like switching cards from deck to deck. For example, I'm playing with my 4 and black bordered Swords of Plowshares today. I'm getting Ice Age Swords of Plowshares for Premodern. It's just going to be easier. So if I want to play white for old school, and I want to play white in Premodern, I don't have to switch cards around. I want to get. I think the Portal Armageddons, I want to get for play in Premodern. And then the other thing that I would have to get, I think, is City of Brass. Cities are not a cheap card whatsoever. And I think that the best option for City of Brass is for me to get a playset of the old gold-bordered Cities of Brass that still have the original art, and I can use those in Premodern, and I can use my 4 and black bordered ones that are signed by Mark Hayden when I play old school. Just having those options available so that I can have 2 decks from 2 different formats together. And with Premodern, I do want to eventually have multiple decks together all at once. I'm still testing the waters, and I don't want to play the same deck over and over again. I want to be able to play with some variety, and especially if I'm playing on stream, then I want to make sure that you guys as viewers, you get to see a variety of decks. So it looks like we got everything straightened out. So yes, I will be playing against Aaron Dix. So we will be jumping in here in just a moment, and we'll be playing in round number 3. So yeah. Yep. Okay, so I will be playing against Aaron. So as soon as he joins, we will. There we go. It's an errand. I see an errand.
Starting the one timer now. We're all set.
Yeah. Like our match went. I think the first game was actually more than 50 minutes.
Your first game was not. Your second game was not. That last one stretched.
We only played 2 games. I think our first game was more than 50 minutes because of the goof with the timer.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay. Your first game was not.
It was long. It was very, very long.
It was.
I know that.
It was very long.
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like it was pretty long. There was 27 minutes left on the timer when we ended that game, but I don't know how close we were to whatever. It doesn't matter. I got to play. We got to play.
Yep.
We got to show off Rich Shay's tournament winning deck. It's pretty sweet. Not gonna lie. So
it is a great deck.
It is. It is definitely a great deck, and I will go boom, boom. There we go. Making the switch. It's so nice in Tolaria that you can do that, so that I can switch your screen, so that I don't actually have to make any changes in OBS for the stream.
Oh, nice.
I just switch your screen, and now you look beautiful on stream. Oh, we don't have to do that. You're fine.
I just offer it up.
I know. Even or odd?
I'll go evens, please.
Okay. It is a 1. It is odd.
Just my luck.
Yep. So good luck, my friend.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. All right. Let's see what we can do here. I will keep.
Alrighty. I'm good too. Yep.
Okay. Windswept Heath. I'm going to fetch. I'm going to go down to 19. In here somewhere, I'm going to find a basic plains.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will play a Mox Diamond, discarding a plains.
Mm-hmm.
And I will cast a Werebear.
Sure.
3 cards in hand, 2 in graveyard. Go ahead.
Alrighty. I'll play a City of Brass.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a pain. I'll bolt that Werebear.
Sure.
And pass turn.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Go ahead.
I'll play a Shivan Reef.
Yep.
I'll take another pain to make a blue mana. I'll hoodwink your Mox Diamond.
Hang on 1 second.
Sure.
Return target artifact, enchantment, or land to its owner's hand. So that's your second pain, so you're at 18.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Enlighten Tutor in response.
Sure.
For a land tax.
Sounds good. I've managed to play potentially the 3 worst matchups that this deck has all in one night.
Oh, awesome. Okay. All set after that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. End step, I'm going to cycle Secluded Step.
Sure.
Untap. Draw. Mox Diamond. Discarding Wasteland.
Sounds like a plan.
and cast my land tax. And I will say go.
All right. We could do land tax. That's going to be fine. We'll play an Anvil of Bogarden.
Okay, players have no maximum hand size. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player draws an additional card, then discards a card. Okay.
Correct.
Sure.
I'll take another pain. I'll play a Black Vice.
Okay. All set?
Yep, pass turn.
Okay. Untap. Upkeep. Active player, mine goes on the stack. Your non-active player, yours goes on the stack. I've got 2 cards when yours resolves.
Sounds good.
So no vice damage. I will tax. I will grab a forest and a plains. I will look at my hand. Okay, so 1 for turn, and then draw and discard. I will discard plains. Ooh, I split a sleeve. That's 2 sleeves tonight.
Ouch. Rich, are you an aggressive shuffler? Is that why you're splitting sleeves?
And I will play the forest, and then I will cast a Terravore. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 lands in my graveyard.
That's a Terravore.
And you can go. I've got 3 cards in hand.
All right. I will draw 2. I will discard a Mox Diamond. I'll play a Howling Mine.
Okay.
And pass turn.
All right. Untap. Upkeep. Trigger. Black Vice resolves. I'm at 3 cards. Land tax. We'll go forest. Plains. Okay, I'm going to draw for turn, and then you've got 2 triggers. Howling Mine and Anvil. So which order am I doing them?
You'll do Howling Mine first.
Okay, so I'll draw, and then draw and discard.
I guess the smart plays Anvil first there.
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought about it.
I'll discard the forest. I'll play Mox Diamond, discarding plains. I will play Wasteland for my turn and waste your city.
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8, and you've got 1. Correct? So I will
correct.
Attack for 9.
I'll take 9.
and I will play another land tax. And I will say go with 3 cards in hand.
Yep, that's probably game. 3. Yep, that's game.
Okay.
So far tonight, I have played against a Madness deck, a Stompy deck, and a land tax deck.
Yeah.
It may surprise you that I have managed to win a game. It's just that kind of night.
Yeah. So Salvatore Springs is just really hard to board against.
Yeah. I mean, I think your main deck is the answer to Solfatara Springs, though.
I think I need something else out of my sideboard, though.
I'm going to take a look at mine, but I don't think I actually come up with anything with it. Yeah, I really don't. You know what? Maybe that's worth a shot. Let's try these guys. Gonna try to get up to some shenanigans.
Shenanigans are nice. Alright, I'm not going to get cute. I'm just going to do this. Caustic wants to know if you're on Wheel of Tyranny. I doubt he's on Wheel of Tyranny.
I am not on Wheel of Tyranny. It's just so bad.
Wheel of Tyranny would be... That would be a card.
Yeah, we'll do that too. That'll be the 3.
See, the good thing is that, well, I hadn't played Premodern in several months. I was still, watching coverage and reading stuff and keeping active in the forums and whatnot. So, but Salvatore Springs is a deck from a year and a half ago or something, right? It's
something like that, yeah.
A year ago, something like that. So,
yeah. This is one of Mano's decks from the Premodern Showdown series.
Yeah, from when I was paying attention to Premodern back then, and it's an interesting deck. It really is. So the object of the deck is to just keep on bouncing the opponent's mana sources as often as you can, and making it so that they can't play them with cards like Solvatara or Turf Wound. And then they lose to things like Black Vice.
Yeah. Well, so your only win con is Black Vice. So if they're a discard deck like Madness, you will lose that. A first turn Tireless Tribe is almost unbeatable. And I've lost to first turn Tireless Tribe twice tonight. Tireless Tribe.
Who the hell plays Tireless Tribe? Wow.
Mr. Patrick Burt in his Green White Madness plays Tireless Tribe.
Oh, Green White Madness. Okay.
And mold to first Tireless Tribe after you realized my win con. Then 10 land Stompy doesn't need to play a whole lot of lands, so they don't care what you do to their lands. And you also don't need to play a whole lot of lands.
No, I don't have to play a whole lot of lands because I like to not have lands on the table, and I like to not have my opponents to have lands on the table. That's just a thing. So, Turf Wound and Solvatar are fun cards. They definitely are. Hoodwink is a card. It is it's just basically like a boomerang, but it's not double blue. It's a blue and a colorless. So
yep.
It's
I'm gonna go down to
a land
6.
enchantment or artifact, and hitting the box is obviously the right thing there. But you did not realize that I was going to follow it up by playing it and then playing a Terravore. So.
Yeah, Terravore's painful.
Yeah. So. All right. Good luck, my friends.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
I am going down to 6.
Okay. I will keep this.
That's a snap keep. That's concerning. This might be even worse than the last one. I'm gonna shuffle that one back. I'll go down to 5.
Look at you. Tolaria is taking up a lot of resources today for some reason. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with it, but
Really?
yeah. That's all right.
I can keep this, and I'm going to pitch 1 and 2.
Okay.
All right. Good luck, sir.
You as well.
I'll lead off with a city, take a pain, and play a goblin welder.
Okay. That is a card.
And pass turn.
All right. I will draw. I will play a windswept heath, and I will fetch out a plains.
Sure.
I'm at 19. And then I will play a Mox Diamond, pitching a forest. Sylvan Library.
Okay.
4 cards. Go ahead.
I'll play a reflecting pool.
Sure.
I'll get in there for 1.
I'll take it, and I'm going to like it. I'm at 18.
I'll take another pain.
Yep.
Sorry, what's your life at?
18.
Okay. I'll play a Pardic Miner.
Okay. And remind me again.
He's a 1/1. I can sacrifice him to make it so you can't play a land this turn.
Sacrifice Pardic Miner. Target player can't play lands this turn. Sure.
I will pass turn.
Okay. Untap. Upkeep nothing. Draw 1, 2, 3. Let's take a look. Look in my hands. I will. I'll pay 4 life.
Okay.
Keeping 1 on top. I'm at 14. Do you have anything that you would like to do during my draw step?
Nope.
Okay. I will then I'm going to play a forest, and I'm going to cast Engineered Plague. Do you have any response?
You have no artifacts in your graveyard, so no, I do not.
Okay, so I will say Goblin.
Yep.
And you can go 4 cards.
All right. I'll attack for 1.
I will take it. 13.
I will hoodwink your diamond.
Okay.
And pass turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Nothing.
Nothing.
Draw 1, 2, 3. I'll take this one. Wasteland your city of brass.
Sure.
Mox Diamond discarding Secluded Step.
Yep.
Terravore.
Oh. Yep, Terravore's good.
Alright, so he's a 5/5.
Yep.
Go ahead, 2 cards.
I'll play a Crystal Vein.
Sure.
And Black Vice.
Okay, 2 cards.
Pass turn.
Cards in your hand?
1 card.
Okay. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. 1, 2, 3. Look at my hands. I'll take this one. Attack with a Terravore.
No blocks.
Just 5.
Yep.
Puts you at 12. And pass the turn. 3 cards.
You've got me at 12? I must have missed one. All right. All right,
12
you
to
said
13.
pass?
Yep.
Yep. All right. Swing for 1.
I'll take it. 12.
And pass turn.
End step. Cycle, slice, and dice.
Just kicking me in the nuts, Rich.
Yes. Yes. Untap. Upkeep 3 cards. Draw 1, 2, 3. Ah, that's funny. We'll take that one. I'll play a Mox Diamond, ditching a forest. Armageddon.
I'll make 3 colorless.
You can make 2 colorless, not 3. Reflecting Pool can't tap for colorless.
Oh, all right.
You can tap Reflecting Pool for nothing.
Yeah.
So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 7 lands in my graveyard, and you've got 3. So he's 10/10.
I believe you can tap it for colorless, but it doesn't matter. Just double checked.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, well, now that colorless is a...
Colorless isn't a color, though. It says add 1 mana of any type. Yeah. It says type. So yeah, you can get colorless out of it.
But
okay.
Just that's just a future
Yeah. Yep.
thing.
Any type.
It doesn't matter at this
used to, I don't know what he used to say. Anyway.
Right.
10 coming in.
Because it works like Jeweled Amulet, which is the reason I know that one. Yeah, and then I take 5.
It and you're gonna like it.
Yep. Yeah, I don't have a lot else that I can do.
Yeah. And you can go. I got 1 card.
All right. City of Brass. Pass turn.
Okay. Untap. Draw 1, 2, 3. Play lands. And attack.
Yep, you got it.
What was in your hand? Oh, Fire and Ice?
Fire and Ice.
Yeah.
And a Hoodwink that doesn't do a whole lot against good old Terravore.
Yeah, I had Blood Moon I didn't think that I needed it. You were having some issues, and I didn't want to give you a whole bunch of red mana because you're playing.
Oh,
red in
yeah,
your
yeah.
deck. Like, I kept it in intentionally though because it's definitely possible to turn you off of blue. But
yeah, I was actually just playing like the world's worst slide deck. I just had my direct damage and hoping to get some. Like I cannot make Vice work against you, so it's just
yeah,
sideboard in some Goblin Welders and try to
yeah.
go to the face.
I didn't board it in, but I considered boarding in Seeds of Innocence against you.
Ooh.
I did board it in against Rich Shea, but he duressed me with his singleton duress on turn 1. So
yeah.
And I had was it? No. He duressed me to get the Aura Silence out, and then he got the Seeds of Innocence out later on. So it was rather interesting, but it is what it is. But yeah, because he can recur with his Chaos Blessings and fun stuff like that. It's like, oh, okay, you can just play the same cards over and over again. It just takes forever.
Oh yeah.
Which obviously it did. But it was I knew for a while that the game wasn't going to be mine, but I wanted to keep playing because I don't like to just randomly concede.
Sure.
Once he had win conditions, then that's different. Or once he stymied my boards to the point where I can't win, then that's a thing. But I wasn't gonna just scoop because where's the fun in that? But,
Wow.
oh,
Well,
boy.
thanks for another great time.
Yeah,
Always great to play
I got
against
a
you.
winning record 2 weeks in a row. What's up with this?
Very nice.
But I mean, that was I had such terrible luck the first few times that I played. So what if it was bound to happen that I was going to win eventually. But I mean, last week I was playing Trade Wind Survival, and the deck was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I was thinking it was going to be clunky, and it just ran on all cylinders all night long. This deck is clunky. It is, but it's the fun kind of clunky, so I'm okay with it. And then I've got a couple more cards coming so that I can play something fun next week, and we'll have to see what we do from there. So
Awesome.
As always, thanks for the games, man. I appreciate it. All right.
Anytime.
You have a great night.
You too.
Thanks. Bye. Boom. Well, we are there. We got there 2-1 on the day with our Terrageddon deck. So let's take a look at what we've got going on. We've got it going on just like Stacy's mom, right? That song. So Terrageddon, Terravore and Armageddon. And getting lands into the graveyard, making Terravore really, really big and turning things sideways. And then Werebear gets bigger, gets +3/+3 when you have Threshold. 7 cards in the graveyard. And Exalted Angel is pretty fly for an angel creature. So 3 mana, you can cast it as a face down 2/2 creature. You can pay its morph cost to turn it face up, and it is a 4/5 flyer. And whenever it deals damage, you gain life. It was very pivotal in round number 1 against that Stompy deck. Armageddon destroys all lands. Scroll rack. You choose a number of cards in your hand, set them aside, and then take that number of cards off the top of your deck, put them in your hand, put the cards set aside on top. Works very, very well with land tax. Land tax, beginning of your upkeep. If you have fewer lands than your opponent, then you search your library for 3 basic lands and put them in your hand. So with Scroll Rack, you just keep your hand under. You keep your land count under your opponent's land count, and then you keep on using the Scroll Rack to put the lands back in because you're shuffling every turn. You're basically getting free cards You know that like Ancestral Recall. Blood Moon. I'm not disappointed in Blood Moon. I think that it could. I think it belongs in the deck. I really do. Swords of Plowshares is pretty nifty. Getting rid of opponent's creatures. Slice and Dice. 6 mana to deal 4 damage to all creatures or players as a to all creatures, as a sorcery, or you can cycle it for a red and 2 to deal 1 damage to all creatures. So that's pretty nifty there as well. It is not something that a lot of people expect. Enlightened Tutor lets you search your library for enchantments or artifacts, an enchantment or an artifact, and put it on top. Got the 2 cycling lands. Got Compulsion. I'm not disappointed in how Compulsion performed against Riche. I think that I'm not sold on it in this deck, but the thing is that with being able to get so many lands into your hand because of land taxes and whatnot, and having an additional way to turn them into other cards isn't a terrible idea. Engineer Plague, choose creature type, and all creatures of the given type get -1/-1. It's an enchantment, which is cool. That means I can tutor for it if I need to. Aura of Silence, choose an opponent, and all of their artifacts and enchantments cost 2 more to cast. And you can sacrifice the aura to destroy target artifact or enchantment. Sylvan Library, of course, you draw 2 additional cards and at the beginning of your upkeep, draw step, and then you need to put cards back, or 2 cards back that you drew this turn, or pay 4 life for each to keep them. Mox Diamond taps for 1 of any color mana. As it enters the battlefield, you need to discard a land card. Then Windswept Heath searches for forests and plains, 4 forests, 4 plains, 4 wastelands, 4 copies of Undiscovered Paradise. Undiscovered Paradise works very well with land tax. It's kind of sort of like the same theory as in Old School, where you use Rainbow Veil to cast a land tax to give the opponent the land so that they have more lands than you do. Undiscovered Paradise comes back to your hand if it's tapped, and it comes back to your hand while you are untapping. So it is rather interesting that it will be in your hand and won't count towards your land count when it comes to your upkeep for the land tax. Gaia's Blessing, Seal of Cleansing, Circle of Protection Red, Wrath of God, Tormod's Crypt ×2, Worship, abolish another copy of Aura of Silence, 2 copies of Abeyance, 1 Winter Orb, Seeds of Innocence, and Aura Mutation. I did sideboard in most of the cards, but I did not sideboard in all of them today. So, you're not going to always board in all of your cards, but, it's, you want to have a game plan for a bunch of different matches and such. So that's what we got. That's what we had going on today. So I definitely appreciate everybody who watched the stream and everybody who stuck around through the end, especially during that second round match with Riche. That was a rather lengthy one, of course. So we went 2-1 today. So we did well, and I'm definitely okay with that. One last piece of housekeeping, of course, is that we want to make sure that you are hanging out with Card Garden, of course. So if you are not aware, Card Garden sponsors our stream. Card Garden is a local reseller here in the Syracuse, New York. You see in the lower left-hand corner it says Liverpool, New York. That's about 15 minutes away from here, roughly. But buy, sell, trade. And if you go to the link tree for Card Garden, the link is in chat right now. It's on your screen too. Linktree/Card Garden. That's linktr.ee/Card Garden. You can do a couple of things while you are there. You can check out some Commander deck lists. You can place an order, which is a Google form of cards that you're looking for. You can follow over on the Twitter, and there are some specials on Twitter that you won't see anywhere else. You can check out Card Garden's TCG Player Store, and then of course there's some things with Brainstorm Brewery Patreon and Brainstorm Brewery Discord. Up at the very top, though, personally crafted mystery packs. So what do we got going on with those personally crafted mystery packs? Patreon, 3 different levels: $20, $50, and $100. Every pack will be guaranteed to have an equal or higher value than your subscription level based on TCG pricing. If you're at the $20 tier, you'll be getting at least $20 in cards that you want, with tier pricings for your preference. So here's what happens with this. It's actually a pretty cool way that they've got some things set up. So you fill out a form with what formats you like to play. If you like to play Commander, this is especially for you. You fill out a form, and Patreon pays out at the beginning of every month, so money comes out on the first of the month, and then normally Patreon packs are sent out within the first 2 weeks of the month. If you play Commander, you tell Card Garden what commanders you like to play, what colors you like to play. If you play other formats, you can just say that you play other formats, and you say what kind of things that you want. It can be foils, it can be foreign cards, it can be weird oddballs and ends, things like that. Card Garden has it all, and I've opened a couple of those Patreon packs here on the stream, which were pretty cool. We got Chain Lightnings in both of them. We got a beta. We got a beta Dark Ritual, which is a couple of unlimited basics, fun stuff. It's definitely some fun stuff. Definitely well worth it, and it's a cool way to indirectly support the stream, because supporting Card Garden indirectly supports me, because Card Garden sponsors the stream. So, the money goes to a good place, because it's going to Card Garden, and you're getting cards in return. So, with that, I hope you all have a great night. I will be back again on next Thursday, playing 3 more rounds of Premodern. And like I said before, if you join my Discord, when I schedule my matches for the Old School Magic Summer Derby, I'll be announcing it there first, and I'll have a running tally of when I'm going to be playing my matches. No, I don't know what my deck is yet, and I haven't really decided what's going on. I figured I would think about it over the weekend and maybe build it like on Sunday or whatnot, since the tournament starts next week. So with that, I appreciate everybody who is here tonight, everybody who joined us for the stream, and with that, I will see you next Thursday. Take care.